Hi, JD from Fluxfocus here. I haven't jumped into projects heavily in the last month or so. Things have been really busy, and hopefully in the next couple of months that'll open up. In the meantime, I've been collecting components, and this seems to be all I'm doing at the moment. So hopefully, yeah, like I said, in the next couple of months I can turn some of these into experiments and projects. What I've got here in front of me at the moment is a couple of microchip MRF 24J40MA boards, and these little modules are 2.4 gigahertz transceivers. So there's no microcontroller here, just interface to the transceiver via SPI, and Microchip have got microcontroller stacks for Zigbee, and I think that's a free license, I think, but they've also got, I believe it's free, 802.15.4 stack, so that's not Zigbee, but it's still the same sort of network type setup for 2.4 gigahertz radios that Zigbee's based on, so 802.15.4 stuff. But I might end up just having a look at these and trying to interface to them via SPI, just with the command structure. You know, not necessarily make my own stack, but at least perhaps be able to transmit some things back and forth. Say Renesas. Could be Renaissance, I don't know. And these are quite interesting. They've got like a 2/3 pitch or half pitch pin structure there on the microcontroller, and so these are microcontrollers from Renesas, and apparently these are quite popular in Asia, but perhaps not so much in the US and Australia, and maybe Europe. I'm not really sure where the market is for these, but apparently quite popular in Asia. And I can't remember just off the top of my head who Renesas used to be. I might look that up in a second, but that's a 12K 20 dip and 12K flash drive, and there's another one. So I haven't actually got the programming tools for that at the moment, but they don't appear to be too costly, so in the next couple of months I might buy the programmer for that and see what the tools are like and have a look at that. I've got some poly switches, so I don't know, it's almost interesting. Poly switches are apparently Tyco's, what Tyco call a resettable fuse, and Wikipedia talks about them in the context of a non-linear thermistor, so I guess at some point, you know, thermistor is usually linear, so I guess with a resettable fuse at some point, which I guess is the current trigger point, the resistance of the poly switch increases exponentially and the current stops flowing through it. I've been doing a couple of timing projects and just a DS1307 real-time clocks debate. I've been doing some low-power battery stuff, and you can get, this is, I can't remember what it charges up to, I think probably up to maybe 5 or 6, but this is a 3.3 volt charge pump IC, so connect a couple of components, including the all-important capacitor, onto that, and it'll pump up your 3.3 volts up to, I don't remember the specs on that one, but I suspect it's 3.3 supply up to 5 or 6 volts. I don't have any tools for this one, but this is a Freescale digital signal controller, and I've probably got it completely wrong, but I kind of, you know, the way I see DSPs is kind of a mix between a microcontroller and an FPGA, and I've probably got that analogy completely screwed up. Yeah, I've never looked at DSPs or played with them, haven't so far had much reason to, but I feel like that's something that I should kind of touch on, and these ones were fairly affordable. Like I said, no tools, so I've got to have a look at those, but the Freescale development tools usually, you know, the entry-level tools anyway, usually aren't too bad. So yeah, I've been doing a little bit of radio stuff, and it's quite easy to make a SAW filter transmitter, and these ones here are 433.92 megahertz SAW filters, and so add, you know, 6, 7, 8 components to that, and you've got yourself a little transmitter. If you and they're quite good to put on small circuit boards. I've got a couple of transmitter enclosures that I've had for, you know, key fob transmitter enclosures that I've had for a while, and I thought, well, you know, I'll see if I can make a nice working circuit board that uses one of those enclosures. A little while ago I sort of made some, trying to help out a guy on the Freescale forums regarding a particular microcontroller, and I got some of the details wrong, so I thought, well, okay, I'm going to have to get one of these to experiment with, just to reassure myself of, you know, how they actually work. And this is kind of Freescale's version of a reduced instruction set microcontroller. It looks like the command word and the data word, they're still separate. It looks like they've just cut down the ALU, but they've extended the addressing modes and so I'm not sure what the advantage of some of those features are, and that's why I've bought a couple of those chips to play around with that. Continuing on with some of the radio stuff that I want to look at. This one here is from TI, and this is the CC1100, and this is the sub 1 gigahertz transceiver. And I think I would probably end up trying to set that up as I think what is it, 9? Yeah, I'll probably try to set that up as 915. But I just having a look at the available bands here. Yeah, so it's all the usual suspects for ISM bands: 315, 433, 868, and 915 megahertz. Yeah. So yeah, that's just the transceiver. Again, interface via SPI. And yeah, TI have got a stack, and in fact, I'm pretty sure I've got a funny feeling they bought this technology from. I can't remember what the company was called. Yeah, I've been looking at a couple of sort of small solar projects, and I found these which are quite interesting. And this is not the smallest one that I've come across, but this one here is 4 volts, and I think these are 50 microamps, and that's probably measured 4 volts, 50 microamps. It's probably measured in bright light, but that's in a SOIC 16 package. So that's I thought that was quite neat the way they've packaged that up, and how small that you can get. But like I said, that one is not the smallest that I've come across. I can't remember exactly what the power output that they were suggesting you could get, but that one there is a 8-pin SOIC, and this one's 4 volts, and it's around 40 or 50 microvolts as well, apparently. Excuse me, microamps. And these ones are the same packages as before, but these ones are 8 volts. And apparently these ones are. I was a little confused about the microamps that they suggested. These gave out, but I think they suggested these were 40 or 50 microamps as well. So I'm gonna have to check the data sheets again on that. See exactly what the differences there were between the 4 volt and the 8 volt versions of those. Oh, there's another DS1307. So bought a couple of those apparently. There's another solar panel, and I think this one is. I've got a funny feeling that's under a volt, but I think the amount of current that can be pulled out of that is a bit higher. I think a lot of my experiments that I'll be doing are, what can you get from inside under fluorescent lighting, probably with the solar panel pointing sideways rather than up. So I'm not sure just how much I'll be able to get out of these. And this one I think is 1.2, 1.3-ish volts, and that one's a bit bigger, and this one's got a little bit extra power output. Freescale microcontrollers, 8-pin, fairly low resource, but they're quite cheap. And this one here is the 9SO8. What is it? The 9SO8 QG4. So the QG8 in the whatever it is, 16, 18, 20-pin package. I can't remember. Use that one a fair bit. If I use it a fair bit, you think I know how many pins it had. Yeah, Atmel stuff. I haven't got a big stock of Atmel and PIC microcontrollers, and just recently I've been trying to sort of stock up on that sort of thing. So a couple of examples of stuff that I've got. AT-Tiny, what's that of? AT-Tiny 461. I'm sure I got a lot more of microcontrollers. I'm not sure where they all are. Probably in other pockets of my bag. AT-Mega 164. 16F684. Pretty small. There's some RF amplifiers. Okay, so I've found some of the other microcontrollers, and I hope I'm not repeating myself with some of these here, but 16F628, AT-Tiny 25, PIC 16 F877, guess that's a 40, yeah, did 40, PIC 18 F4520. Yeah, to be honest, I've been sort of trawling the forums and, kind of seeing which ones come up more often, which microcontrollers have been mentioned more than others, and AT-Tiny 2313. Yeah, there's the other microcontrollers that I at some point would like to have a look at. Yeah, so a couple of things that I want to work on, and those are the sort of components that I'm dealing with, or hope to deal with, within the next couple of months.